This is News 8 Now this morning.
Diaper costs are yet another product affected by inflation. We'll tell you about one community effort that's working to alleviate the essential need for young families.
Families could easily spend over $180 per kid per month.
The one price that hasn't dropped much is diesel. And when you're looking at equipment like this, it takes a lot to fill up, meaning it's impacting our farmers.
We go out and get money and get volunteers to improve the homes of lower income homeowners.
Scott Silverman has been in recovery from drugs and alcohol since 1984.
I do the things that people have told me I need to do. Not only the psychiatric addiction experts, but I go to recovery meetings. I still go to 4 meetings a week, and I've been sober nearly 38 years.
But while sharing an update about your child may seem harmless, clinical therapist at Mayo Clinic Health System, Laquita Becker, says there are many dangers.
Nothing is completely ever safe.
We want to thank you for joining us here on this September 20th already.
I know, almost into October. It's crazy how fast the year's going.
Fall is right around the corner, for sure, the official start of fall. And we've had a bit of a change, and it kind of depends weather-wise on where you live. If you're up by Eau Claire, you're seeing some rain this morning.
Right.
Here in La Crosse, all clear.
All clear, and even in towards Clark County, we're also watching for some of those showers and storms here too, Jordan. So something that we'll have to keep our eyes on as we make our way towards those morning commutes. Let's get checked now on the radar image, and you can see those showers here moving east across portions of the area. We're also tracking some showers and storms across portions of Trempealeau County, and also into Jackson County here too. So you want to be careful on that morning commute. Some of this activity could cause some heavy downpours as well. We're going to focus in on towards Clark County, where you can see those heavy downpours moving their way towards the east. Again, watch out for some lightning activity. As we head south, we can see that those storms here I mentioned as well into areas like Trempealeau County and also into Jackson County, moving their way towards the east. Watch out for travel activity plans that you may have on Interstate 94. But the rest of us, including La Crosse County and south, look mainly dry here for us this morning, with temperatures into the 60s and 70s as well. As far as your day planner here for the rest of the day, looking at temperatures warming up into the low to mid 80s this afternoon, with lots of sunshine here for us to work with during the day as well. As far as that allergy report is concerned for today, ragweed and weeds are low. Mold is still high for today, and the same can be said as we head into the day tomorrow. I'll be back with your schoolcast coming up in just a bit. Jordan?
All right, looking forward to that. Thanks a lot, Derek. The La Crosse Police Department is still investigating the weekend threat made to Logan High School, but kids are back in class. In an email to parents, the principal says police searched the building and the school is safe for staff and students to return. Logan High School's principal is encouraging families to speak with their students about safety. The school is working to reschedule the homecoming dance. A captain in La Crosse County Sheriff's Department denies having endorsed Mandela Barnes despite his name showing up on a press release. Captain John Siegel, who is running for La Crosse County Sheriff, said he found out Friday that his name was on the list of law enforcement officials endorsing Barnes for U.S. Senate. Siegel said he immediately called the campaign and told them he did not agree with having his name on that list. The Barnes campaign has yet to send out a press release to correct the list. A spokesperson for Ron Johnson's campaign says Barnes has been lying about his positions and is now lying about who supports him, and that this election is about who you can trust. The November election is just weeks away, and on Monday, the La Crosse Chamber of Commerce Forum invited local candidates to make their pitch to the voters. Candidates from the 94th, 95th, and 96th Assembly districts discussed the issues important to them, including the economy and supporting local business. 94th incumbent Democrat Steve Doyle and Republican challenger Ryan Hipsch both say political polarization needs to change.
Right now, things are so polarized. People are at each other's throats in Madison, and we need to turn down the temperature. And I've been a person who's been able to do that.
I think we're a little too far out to the left. I think we're a little too far out to the right. I think the answer, and hopefully I can provide that, is a younger generation, and I think we can provide some sanity back in Madison.
You will hear from chamber members during News 8 Now at 5 throughout the week. Inflation is hitting some families particularly hard, raising cost of diapers above what they can afford. But there is some help. News 8 Now's Emily Haugen tells us about a local agency that is meeting this essential need.
Raising a child is expensive, and the costs keep going up.
When finances, income, inflation play into that, it's even harder for those young families.
Agencies like WIC help alleviate the stress of nutrition costs.
Knowing that they'll be able to afford to feed their children healthy foods really is important.
But that's just one financial stressor.
It's kind of a struggle raising 2 kids, one in diapers and one in pull-ups.
1 in 3 Wisconsin families struggle to provide clean diapers for their babies, according to the National Diaper Bank Network.
As any young family knows, diapers are an essential need.
Inflated costs are straining families' budgets.
It affects just savings on a paycheck basis. So, I mean, it's definitely, it's more difficult.
Families could easily spend over $180 per kid per month just in diapers alone.
WIC and other government programs don't offer diaper assistance, but diaper banks, like this one offered by the Parenting Place, do. And the cost continues to rise. Miller says a box of about this size of diapers could cost a family $55 at Sam's Club, and that's just one location. Diaper banks are helping to fill the gap.
We are just here to be a support in our community and help alleviate some of that parental stress.
The resource has been available in the La Crosse area for a while, and its reach is only growing.
Just between January and July of this year, we have increased our distribution by over 16,000 diapers in comparison to last year.
That adds up to 84,600 diapers for 146 individual families. In La Crosse, Emily Haugen, News 8 Now.
If you are in need of diapers, you can contact the Parenting Place. You can also help by making a donation of either opened or unopened packages. You'll find more information at news8000.com. One more month, that is the amount of time Art Fay has left as the executive director of the La Crosse Center. And board members say he has set a high bar. At a meeting last night, members discussed what they think should happen after Fay's retirement. The city has been running the La Crosse Center for 40 years, but there are discussions right now about contracting a management company to take over instead of hiring a new executive director.
I think with this new building and the expansion, and I think the mayor has expressed the idea that you know, we have obviously the time when your executive director is who's been here for 22 years, 32 altogether in the building, is out. Maybe that's a time to look at things.
Smith says the center under Fay has had great financial success, and he says he doesn't look at it as trying to fix a problem, but as an opportunity to look at different ways to run the center. If the mayor and city council decide to name a new director, Smith says they have a big job ahead of them.
As far as the financial viability of the building, obviously the expansion that we've had, just the impact he's had on the community, the center interacting with our community. It's very, very hard, big shoes to fill for anybody who comes in here.
Smith says Fay will be missed at the center, but he is glad he is planning to stay in La Crosse and continue making a positive impact on the community. Fay retires on October 20th. A blank wall in Viroqua is now alive with spring flowers thanks to a trio known as the Smockettes. The Viroqua Chamber Main Street held a ribbon cutting to celebrate the spring ephemerals mural at 304 South Main Street. The Smockettes, who recently finished a mural on La Crosse's Main Street parking ramp, say public art helps make communities feel more welcoming.
As artists, when you go to a town that has a lot of art, I personally feel like more value. And I feel like it's a town I would want to be in, a community I would be interested in.
The Viroqua Area Foundation collected donations to fund the mural. The space was donated by other artists who own the building. Still to come on your Tuesday morning news, the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline is receiving a rise in calls. Experts say it's important to reach out when you're feeling hopeless. And we all love showing off our photos to our families, but experts are warning parents this morning that oversharing could put their kids in danger. We'll explain. For now, we are sending you to break with something to put the good in your Tuesday morning. A famous singer, Bad Bunny, is doing the kind of thing that may move you to tears. Bad Bunny invited Uvalde survivor Maya Zamora and her family to his concert. But what you can't see in these photos is how Bad Bunny helped Maya feel safe again. After 66 days in the hospital and over 20 surgeries, she was scared to go home because she found out the man who shot her and her fellow classmates lived just blocks away. Bad Bunny donated money to the Maya family and allowed them to buy a new home. Your latest forecast is just ahead here on News 8 Now this morning. We'll be right back right after this.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Another storm, a little more rain, and another sleepless night, wondering if the basement will flood again. Call American Waterworks.
Don't spend another stormy night worrying about a wet basement. Call American Waterworks.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
All the Taco Tuesday excitement at Taco John's can really start to mix things up. Just look at these delicious simmering Tuesdays. And on this taco, Tuesdays are only $1.19. See you on taco at Tuesday John's. Oh, whoops, Taco John's.
I'm Dave Estenson, and I've been a lot of things. Law enforcement officer, long-haul trucker, small businessman, school board member, and a bull rider. I got tired of saying someone should do something, so I'm running for state senate to back the badge and help stop crime, fix our roads and the supply chain, bring common sense back to our schools, and stop the bull, because I quit that a long time ago. I'm Dave Estenson, and I'd appreciate your vote.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
There's case after case. Women working for Tim Michael's construction company saying they were groped, sexually assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. When they resisted, they say they were threatened, called a liar, and forced to resign. And when co-workers spoke up, they were fired. If this is how Tim Michaels runs his business, how do you think he'd run the state? Tim Michaels' radical agenda is so very, very wrong.
We at Maxwell White pride ourselves on delivering honest, dependable plumbing services, whether it's a repair, installation, or any number of other needs. With our full-stocked warehouse and trucks, our licensed technicians are ready to serve you. So don't just choose anyone, choose Maxwell White.
That was a live look there from City Cam 8 showing dry conditions in La Crosse, but meanwhile, as you head north, it's definitely looking a bit on the stormy side, especially up towards Clark County, looking at some heavy showers and storms that continue to move towards the east. As we head south, you can see Jackson County and Trempealeau County also looking at a few scattered showers and storms moving east as well. Flood advisories are in effect for northern Clark County until 7 a.m. due to the recent heavy rains that we've been seeing here so far during the overnight into early morning hours, and temperatures as you head out the door are into the 60s and 70s this morning. Your schoolcast, though, everything looks good. 68 degrees for the morning, and as we head towards lunch hour, it'll be sunny and 78 degrees. Lots of sun will continue this afternoon, with afternoon readings around 85 degrees. I'll be back with your weather forecast in just a bit.
The demand for more electric vehicles is currently through the roof after a new federal law is offering a big tax credit. The new law would allow car owners to earn $7,500 for buying a plug-in hybrid or fully electric vehicle. However, be aware that to receive this tax break, cars must meet certain qualifications, such as where the car is made, what parts are in it, and what year and make it is. Starbucks is ending COVID-19 sick pay for workers beginning on October 2nd. The coffee chain said it's shifting into its endemic phase. Workers at Starbucks will no longer have benefits, providing extra time off if they contract the coronavirus. The COVID-19 program started in 2020 with the retailer telling employees they could receive up to 2 weeks of pay if they were diagnosed with the illness or are exposed to it or need to self-isolate. One of Los Angeles' most iconic and free tourist attractions is getting ready for its close-up. The famous sign will be pressure washed and painted as part of its makeover for its 100th anniversary next year. The Hollywood sign was originally said Hollywood Land, serving as an outdoor ad for real estate development until 1949. The price at the pump is falling for regular gas, but for diesel fuel it is much higher than a year ago. Ellen Ice introduces us to a group of people whose livelihoods are in jeopardy.
Gas prices are down across the country, but the one price that hasn't dropped much is diesel. And when you're looking at equipment like this, it takes a lot to fill up, meaning it's impacting our farmers.
That's all I've ever done was farm.
For Morris Glover, this land in rural Suffolk is all he has.
We have peanuts, corn, wheat, soybeans, and cotton, 5 crops.
65 years of farming, and Glover says this is one of his most challenging years yet. He says due in large part to diesel prices.
On average for the whole year, it's been about $20,000 per load more than last year.
This is a 9,000-gallon tank for diesel fuel, and according to AAA, right now the average price in Hampton Roads is $4.77. Do the math, that's over $42,000 just to fill this tank. Glover says that tank is filled up weekly during harvesting season, which is what we're in.
It takes a lot of money to run it because, we normally, if we make a good crop, we get it all back plus a little bit for ourselves, but we're not sure where we'll be this year until we get it all in and pick it and sell it and see where we're at.
And he doesn't have the option of passing along those price hikes to consumers. So he is stuck between high fuel prices and dwindling profits. The national price of diesel is around $5 a gallon. AAA says if the price of crude oil continues to decrease, diesel prices should follow, something Glover says they're praying for.
Just do the best we can, hope for the best.
Now, given that the U.S. is a very supply-sensitive market, one misstep could drive fuel prices even higher.
Flooding and heavy rain is resulting in some of these flood advisories to pop up here across northern Clark County until 7 a.m. this morning. So watch out for some ponding of water on the roadways as you head out towards your morning commute. All thanks to some of these heavy showers and storms, which are now finally beginning to pull away now. But there's still a couple of instances where we're tracking some thunderstorms, mainly across eastern Clark County, where you guys have just been absolutely getting hammered by some of those heavy thunderstorms. And it looks like that continues to move towards the east. Meanwhile, as we see here in Trempealeau and east into Jackson County, Black River Falls area, also looking at some showers and storms moving your way across the east. And as we take a look now at the wider view, you can see that activity moving towards the east. The rest of us, though, are just looking at some cloud cover across the area. As we widen out the view, though, this is our next system that we'll be watching in the form of a warm front, and those showers and storms are taking advantage, riding up along that warm front, combined with an upper level disturbance, of course, but that warm air from that warm front is going to be working its way in across the area today to really help warm us up. We'll get to those details in a second. 69 degrees and partly cloudy in La Crosse. Our river stage is at 5.27 feet and rising as you head out the door. Temperatures are mainly into those mid to upper 60s with 66 now in Eau Claire. 81 was our afternoon temperature yesterday in La Crosse. As we head into today, our highs will reach around 86 degrees this afternoon, putting us well above the average high of 74 here yet again. again. The record high today is 93. We're not going to get quite that warm, but areas back towards the west across portions of Iowa and Minnesota could reach the low 90s today, but the Coulee region should see highs mainly into the low to mid 80s. Nonetheless, it will feel like a summer day across the area. 85. Warm and sunny by 5, and clear skies 77 degrees by 9 p.m. this evening. So after the showers and storms clear out, everything looks good. We're looking sunny. We got a south wind to work with here today, and a couple of light showers are possible as we head into the early evening hours. And then a cold front's going to switch our wind direction out of the northerly to northwesterly direction, and that's going to drag in some cooler air and also drier air to work with. So we'll feel cool and also plenty of sun here to work with thanks to that dry air allowing us to see a lot of sun. And you'll see our temperatures go down into the 60s here for Thursday and Friday. We'll be looking at highs mainly into the 60s and 70s this weekend and also into next week with lows into the 40s and 50s. So overall, it's a stormy morning, mainly north. Sunny and warm afternoon here is ahead, and much cooler here for the rest of the week. But stay tuned. We'll be right back with much more news and weather right here on News 8 Now this morning.
Do you feel safe? Mandela Barnes would eliminate cash bail, setting accused criminals free into the community before trial. Even with shootings, robberies, carjackings, violent attacks on our police. More than 300 murders last year alone. Yet Barnes has even supported defunding the police. Mandela Barnes, he stands with them, not us. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Why are we the clear choice for new windows?
A 5-star customer experience. Our exclusive Weather Guardian installation system ensures your windows are weather tight. Windows installed by factory-trained employees, not subcontractors. Windows that are 1,500% more airtight than industry standards. Foam-filled frames and sashes. The most efficient triple pane glass in the industry.
For a limited time, receive a free triple pane upgrade.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Schools forced to close, falling academic standards, parents told they don't have a say, transgender videos for kindergartners, and books that shame kids just for being white. That's Tony Evers' record on Wisconsin public schools.
As a mom, I have every right to know what my kids are being taught in class. Our schools should teach reading, writing, and math, not crazy liberal ideas.
Tony Evers. Wrong for our kids, wrong for Wisconsin.
The 8000 Plus app. Stream on your time.
Well, we are watching still showers and thunderstorms that continue to track across our central and northern zones this morning. We'll keep our eyes on the radar for possible more developments, but right now it's mainly focused across Jackson County and eastward into areas like eastern Clark County this morning, where we do have flood advisories in effect for northern Clark County thanks to the recent heavy rains that we saw here overnight into early this morning. This goes until 7 o'clock. Temperatures are currently into those mid to upper 60s, 66 Snow Clear and 69 in Sparta. It's 66 degrees currently down south in Viroqua. As far as your dog walking forecast today, partly cloudy for the rest of the morning and then sunny here for the afternoon. Clear skies will last as we head into the evening hours as well. Mowing conditions do look good, 73 degrees by 11, and by 3 o'clock, lots of sun, temperatures at around 84. I'll be back with your commute and boating forecast next in weather.
Welcome to the Blitz. The Packers haven't lost to the Bears since 2018. They haven't started the regular season 0-2 since 2006. And on Monday night, they made sure neither of those things would happen this year as Green Bay gets the win in its home opener, 27-10, the final over rival Chicago. The story from week 1 was Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon only getting 23 touches combined against the Vikings, but what a completely different story in week 2. How about 20 touches from those two in the first half alone? Jones with 2 TDs in the second quarter. The green and gold went into the break up 17. Jones, he was feeling it all night long. 15 carries for $132 on the ground. Also had 3 receptions in this one. Big night for Jones, big night for the Pack as they get back in the win column in their first game at home this season.
Stay slippery. I think I have a knack for breaking tackles and knowing how to get tackled or rolling with the tackle. So just being elusive, making the most of every carry you get, and not letting one person take you down. That's our thing in the running back room. We don't believe that one person should be able to take you down in a one-on-one situation.
I'll tell you what, Aaron Jones, man, he was absolutely electric. He's just a hell of a competitor, and he's a guy that just embodies everything that you want in a football player. The way he works, how selfless he is, how he cheers for his teammates, how he supports his teammates. They don't make many like this guy.
Packers head to Tampa next Sunday to take on Tom Brady and the Bucs. Vikings in primetime last night, looking to start the year 2-0. They're down 14 in the second, but Kirk Cousins hooks up with Irv Smith Jr. from 2 yards out. That cuts the deficit in half. It's 14-7, but this one all Eagles. Later in the quarter, Jalen Hurts, he's going to take it himself from 26 yards out. Look at the second effort here from Hurts. He gets in for 6. Eagles go back up 14. Vikings fall to 1-1 on the year. They lose this one 24-7. That'll do it for the Blitz. We'll see you tonight.
Prices are going up on groceries, they're going up at the gas station. The only ones profiting are oil companies, big corporations, China, and Ron Johnson. Johnson makes money from investments in factories in China. No wonder Johnson's net worth has doubled since he's been in Washington. Even worse, Johnson's allowed oil and drug companies to jack up prices on us. He takes all that money from them. Ron Johnson profits, we pay the price. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
If you can hear this, you're losing energy. If you're losing energy, you're losing money. We can help. Contact River Valley Remodelers today. Our windows have been recognized as the most efficient of Energy Star 2022. They come in many styles and fade-resistant colors. Our design specialists can help you pick out the right style for your home. The best way to start your project is to contact us. For a limited time, buy 3 windows, get 1 free. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
Look, we knew the other side would make up lies about me to scare you. Now they're claiming I want to defund the police and abolish ICE. That's a lie. I'll make sure our police have the resources and training they need to keep our community safe. And that our communities have the resources to stop crime before it happens. I'll bring back manufacturing. And I'll pass a middle-class tax cut. And if that's too scary for Washington, then so be it. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Schools forced to close, falling academic standards, parents told they don't have a say, transgender videos for kindergartners, and books that shame kids just for being white. That's Tony Evers' record on Wisconsin public schools.
As a mom, I have every right to know what my kids are being taught in class. Our schools should teach reading, writing, and math, not crazy liberal ideas.
Tony Evers, wrong for our kids, wrong for Wisconsin.
Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning has been providing year-round comfort to thousands of area homes for over 80 years.
But to us, it's more than just heating and cooling. It's about making sure our customer is comfortable every step of the way.
From the people that answer the phones to the technicians that come to your door, you can trust that we'll get the job done right the first time.
That's our goal. Whether it's a new installation or a service call, is to make sure you're comfortable.
Turn to the experts, Carrier and Schneider Heating and Air Conditioning.
They're destroying America and our livelihoods. Now, DC elites are spending big on Brad Paff. The same Beltway bigwigs who wasted taxpayer money that bailed out elite golf courses and luxury hotels are now bankrolling Brad Paff's campaign. Because Brad Paff supported their big spending, price-hiking, reckless schemes. And that's why we can't send him to Washington. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Download the News 8000 First Alert Weather app from your App Store today.
Breaking overnight, Westminster Abbey was the site of Queen Elizabeth II's coronation and her marriage to Prince Philip. However, on Monday, it was the site of her state funeral. Leaders from across the world attended the funeral, including President Joe Biden. It is predicted that over 4 billion people worldwide watched the funeral. The coronation for King Charles III is expected to be next year. U.S. border officials say that just over 2 million migrants have been processed in a single year. Over 200,000 migrants were processed just last month. Border Patrol in El Paso says more than 1,000 migrants are crossing into the area each day. Many of these migrants come from Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Cuba, all of which lack ties with the U.S., making the returning of migrants a lot more difficult. In President Biden's interview with 60 Minutes, he claimed that the COVID-19 pandemic is over. The president received a lot of comments from health experts and top officials as they asked for an explanation from the president. Dr. Anthony Fauci was among those commenting against the president, saying that a new variant is likely to appear. President Biden also mentioned his decision to run for re-election has yet to be determined. Vice President Kamala Harris is scheduled to visit Milwaukee this Thursday. The vice president plans to deliver remarks at the Democratic Attorneys General Association conference. She is also scheduled to meet with local Latino leaders. The trip marks the VP's third visit to Milwaukee since taking office and comes just 2 weeks after the president spoke there himself. The man accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others in the Waukesha Christmas parade is back in court for the final time before he stands trial next month. The court will narrow its 12-person jury over the course of 3 days. Brooks's trial begins October 3rd. The former Wisconsin Supreme Court justice who led the investigation into Wisconsin's 2020 election is back in court. Michael Gableman says he is temporarily representing Harry Waite. Prosecutors say Waite requested absentee ballots of Assembly Speaker Robin Vos, Racine Mayor Corey Mason, among others. Waite says he did it to prove the state's voter registration system is vulnerable to fraud. During Monday's hearing, Gableman asked for more time to allow Waite to find an attorney.
Whether that's me or whether that's going to be somebody else is to be determined.
The judge rescheduled the next hearing for October 7th. The DEA sent out a warning last month about rainbow-colored fentanyl. You see it there, and now it has been seen in Minnesota. The Minnesota River Valley Drug Task Force found the pills in Mankato. Authorities say dealers are targeting children with the brightly colored pills, making them look less harmless.
Definitely need to talk to your kids about it and make sure they don't take anything that a friend or another student or gives them. The only prescription they should be taking is something that a doctor and a pharmacist give to them.
Now, fentanyl is 50 times stronger than heroin and 100 times stronger than morphine. Doctors say we might be in for a rough flu season. Fewer Wisconsinites are getting vaccinated. Over the past year, rates have dropped 10%. Doctors say the rise in COVID-19 vaccinations could be to blame.
In particular, when everybody was really focused on getting their COVID vaccines and many people also getting their COVID boosters, unfortunately, influenza sort of went by the wayside.
Doctors are concerned coming into winter that the general public does not have enough immunity. They suggest folks get their flu vaccinations as soon as possible to protect themselves and others. Well, the month of September is National Recovery Month, and in honor of that, News 8 Now's Rob Romano spoke to mental health professionals in our community about addiction recovery.
The Suicide Prevention Lifeline can be reached by dialing 988. If you're a veteran in crisis, you can dial 988 and then press 1. If you're not in all-out crisis but specifically dealing with addiction, which can also be deadly, there are also options for you. One of them is making use of recovery meetings. Scott Silverman has been in recovery from drugs and alcohol since 1984.
I do the things that people have told me I need to do. Not only the psychiatric addiction experts, but I go to recovery meetings. I still go to 4 meetings a week, and I've been sober nearly 38 years.
Silverman is the CEO of Confidential Recovery, a treatment center based in San Diego, California.
We have to find a way to make this conversation as normalized as we have with COVID, because we're actually losing more people daily now to the opioid crisis across this country, and a lot of it's accidental overdoses.
If you're looking for more resources to fight addiction, or you need someone to talk to during a difficult situation, the 211 helpline could be an option for you. Amy Kuster is a line supervisor with 211 in Onalaska. She says there are 8 211 call centers in the state of Wisconsin.
That can be impactful, that, just knowing that you probably saved someone's life that day.
The center is available 24/7 for people in need of someone to talk to, who can also set callers up with resources to help deal with a variety of issues.
Speaking to people with really complex, even financial situations, it just puts them in a really bad place, or addiction issues, and you find out, we do some follow-ups on some of the calls, and you find out that they're getting connected to the resources that they need to take the next step and be successful is extremely rewarding.
In La Crosse, Rob Romano, News 8 Now.
In about 3 weeks, the San Diego-based organization Confidential Recovery will launch a long-term support group specifically for veterans. According to the Department of Health and Human Services, as of 2015, at least 1 in 15 veterans had a substance use disorder. An Air Force vet gets a helping hand on some fixes to her home. Here is more on the organization behind the remodeling.
We go out and get money and get volunteers to improve the homes of lower income homeowners.
Bob Wells says thanks to a local grant from Lowe's, they were able to replace Cruz's leaky roof. A Wisconsin nonprofit is partnering with law enforcement to stress driver safety near railroads. Monday marks the official start of Rail Safety Week. Nonprofit officials, state emergency responders, and even Canadian officials are urging drivers to be careful when approaching railroad crossings. Wisconsin's Operation Lifesaver coordinator says everyone from young drivers to veteran drivers are at risk if they're not paying attention.
You're 20 times more likely to die in a crash between a train and a car than you are between 2 cars.
Operation Lifesaver showed the aftermath of a vehicle hit by a train to illustrate how lethal a collision is. They say the best way to protect yourself is to slow down and put distractions away, and to stop when you see those flashing lights. Social media is a way to share parts of your life with family members and friends, but experts are warning parents about oversharing. They have a word for it. It's called sharenting, but experts say people should think twice before posting a picture of their child online.
In the age of social media,
we all had photo albums, right? From our childhood.
Photo albums are now posted on the internet for every family member, friend, and follower to see.
As a parent, it feels like super safe thing to do, right?
But while sharing an update about your child may seem harmless, clinical therapist at Mayo Clinic Health System Laquita Becker says there are many dangers.
Nothing's completely ever safe once it's actually out there on the internet.
Once a picture or information is posted online, there is little to no control over who can access it. The more information that is out there, the bigger threat it can pose.
When people get that type of information and you get a bunch of it all together, you can potentially use that to steal someone's identity.
When Kathleen Hench became a grandma, she posted her grandchild's newborn picture on Facebook. A few hours later, she got a phone call from her son.
He said, remove the baby's name from Facebook immediately. He did not want his baby on Facebook.
Vanessa Wagner shares pictures of her children on social media every day.
I don't post anything that is going to upset them in later years, I guess.
Becker says be wary of posting pictures of children playing at the beach or taking a bath.
In the wrong hands, that could just be, a dangerous image.
Becker says while posting on social media has become the norm,
the potential risks and how to really navigate the best case scenario when they're thinking about what to post.
Parents should always think twice before they hit that post button. Reporting in La Crosse, Thua Esrar, News 8 Now.
Experts say you should check your privacy settings on social media sites and make sure you're only sharing photos with people you trust. Most importantly, don't post any personal information. As your child gets older, experts suggest asking what pictures your kids are comfortable with you posting.
Running into some heavy rain here for our folks here along our central and northern zones this morning. We even have some flood advisories in effect for portions of Clark County. Temperatures are into the 60s as you head out the door. Upper 60s here in La Crosse at 69, 66 now in Eau Claire. But check out Winona. You're waking up to 70 degrees this morning. Definitely a warm start here for you. And speaking of warm, it's going to be a pretty warm day today. High of 86 degrees and sunny. South-southeast winds at around 5 to 10 miles an hour. For tonight, 62 and partly cloudy. Still relatively warm out there. North-northwest winds at around 10 to 15 miles an hour, though. Your boating forecast looks gorgeous. Lots of sun here. Temperatures warming up to 84 degrees at 3, 83 by 6, and we will be looking at that southerly wind component hanging in here for us throughout the day. Your drive-cast, partly cloudy here late morning after that rain clears out for portions of the area. Sunny here for the lunch hour, and then clear skies as we head into your late afternoon, early evening commute. Jordan?
Thanks a lot, Derek. Well, as if this movie franchise couldn't make enough money, Avatar returns to the silver screen. How you can watch next with your Buzz Report. You're watching News 8 Now this morning. We'll be right back right after this.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michael's company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michael's company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michael's dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michael's, too radical, too divisive.
Stop losing money through your old windows.
At Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, we don't only have the style of window you want, we have the type of window you need.
Look at the difference between our windows and our competitors. Our triple pane windows with foam help reduce energy costs, outside noise, and improves condensation resistance. Keep your hard-earned money. Call Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions today.
For a limited time, receive a free triple pane upgrade.
There's case after case. Women working for Tim Michael's construction company saying they were groped, sexually assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. When they resisted, they say they were threatened, called a liar, and forced to resign. And when co-workers spoke up, they were fired. If this is how Tim Michael's runs his business, how do you think he'd run the state? Tim Michael's radical agenda is so very, very wrong.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
An active workday, a busy workday, but at a place that recognizes the great work that you do, and a benefits package you won't believe.
No, they really are great.
At Century Foods International, we do things different. We do them better. Feel valued, feel rewarded, and let us appreciate you for all your effort. Apply today and join our team at Century Foods International in Sparta.
They're destroying America and our livelihoods. Now, DC elites are spending big on Brad Paff. The same Beltway bigwigs who wasted taxpayer money that bailed out elite golf courses and luxury hotels are now bankrolling Brad Paff's campaign because Brad Paff supported their big spending, price-hiking, reckless schemes. And that's why we can't send him to Washington. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Flood advisories in effect still for northern Clark County. This doesn't expire until 7 a.m. and that's because of the recent heavy rain that we've been tracking here for you overnight into early this morning. Most of the heavy rain now is focused across central Wisconsin and it continues to move towards the east. Lots of lightning activity here for our friends and neighbors across central Wisconsin. They are now dealing with the thick of those thunderstorms. But meanwhile, here in the last hour or so, Clark County, you have improved quite a bit after a pretty stormy warning. As we head a bit further towards the south, we're watching Jackson County just east of Black River Falls. Still some light showers here and also a couple of light showers now beginning to develop across portions of northern La Crosse County. But the rest of us, though, are just looking at some clouds. Well, you can see all that cloud activity is associated with that disturbance that brought us showers and storms that really started here overnight into early this morning as it tracked its way across our northern zones this morning. Now, the rest of us here today are going to be looking at mainly warm air, all thanks to this warm front that's just positioned to the south. And you can see there's a lot of warm air that exists here just to the south of that warm front, courtesy of a south wind that's really going to bump up the temperatures quite a bit. Right now in La Crosse, it's 69 degrees and partly cloudy. South winds at around 8 miles an hour. We do have a river stage of 5.27 feet and rising. Temperatures as you head out the door now are mainly into those mid to upper 60s, but areas like Winona at 70 degrees here this morning, 69 currently in Sparta and 66 to the east in Volk Field. Yesterday's high temperature was 81 degrees, putting us well above that normal high of 74. For today, I expect temperatures to really climb. 86 will be our afternoon high. 74 degrees is the average high temperature here today. And a lot of us are going to be well above the average as well here all across the Coulee region, with highs mainly into those low to mid 80s. But check out what happens across portions of Minnesota and into Iowa. They could be near 90 degrees this afternoon. Sunny and mild here at noon, 76 degrees, warm and sunny, 85 by 5. And then by 9 o'clock, we're looking clear. Temperatures at around 77 degrees. That storminess is going to continue to move towards the east and away from us. But meanwhile, again, that south wind is going to be the main focus here today, giving us that warm air. A couple of light showers here are possible as we head into this evening. And then we are going to be watching our wind direction shift north here tomorrow. And that is all thanks to a cold front moving through, which not only is going to give us some dry air behind the front, but also much cooler air behind the front as well. You'll notice our temperatures will take a tumble down into the 60s Thursday, Friday, and a brief break there in the temperatures on Saturday into the 70s, but highs in the 60s again Sunday through Tuesday of next week.
In our Buzz Report this morning, first American Idol winner Kelly Clarkson received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame on Monday. Clarkson first garnered fame as a contestant on the singing competition in 2002. Clarkson would go on to win the first season and has released 9 studio albums since. Her star is one of 2,733 on the Walk of Fame. After nearly 2 decades since the first installment, the Constantine sequel appears to finally be in the works. Keanu Reeves, perhaps you heard of him, and director Francis Lawrence are both returning for the long-awaited follow-up of the demonologist John Constantine. Both movies are loosely based on the DC Comics Hellblazer comic book. The biggest movie of all time once again returning to theaters just a few months before its sequel debuts. Avatar is back for a limited time on the silver screen, grossing over $2.8 billion with a B, dollars at the box office. Avatar is the highest grossing movie of all time and was widely successful to its release in 2009. The sequel, Avatar, The Way of Water, I should say, is in theaters this coming December. So stay tuned for that. With that in mind, we have got one birthday to celebrate this Tuesday morning, Derek.
That's right, Jordy. And we want to wish a happy 8 months to Henry, who his first words was mama, as you can see from the photo. Now, he loves to laugh and wave at anyone. Happy birthday, Henry.
Henry's sharing the stage with no one this morning.
Exactly.
If you know a special someone turning 8 months, 8 years, 80 years old, or 88 years old soon, we'd love to feature them.
Yeah, just upload their photo to our website. It's news8000.com, and you want to look for the Submit Pictures button. That's under the Home tab on our website.
We hope you can stay with us this morning. We've got everything you need to know today in 5 minutes or less. Your morning news now is just ahead.
Ahead on CBS Mornings, Hurricane Fiona slams Puerto Rico with flooding and massive power outages. David Begnaud is live on the ground there, looking into why the island wasn't ready to handle this storm. Also, the subject of the popular Serial podcast is out of prison. Why a judge vacated Adnan Syed's murder conviction after he spent more than 2 decades behind bars. And Anthony Mason sits down with the iconic Beatles drummer Ringo Starr to talk about his new music, plus his new hobby that he started during COVID lockdowns. We'll have everything you need to know and more on the show. We will see you at 7.
Sick of running out of hot water? The professionals at Maxwell White are here to handle all of your water heater needs. Our licensed technicians can install, repair, or replace any type of water heater with same-day or next-day service. Call Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
Schools forced to close, falling academic standards, parents told they don't have a say, transgender videos for kindergartners, and books that shame kids just for being white. That's Tony Evers' record on Wisconsin public schools.
As a mom, I have every right to know what my kids are being taught in class. Our schools should teach reading, writing, and math, not crazy liberal ideas.
Tony Evers, wrong for our kids, wrong for Wisconsin.
Sometimes life can get pretty busy in an active household. So that's why Menards makes things just a little bit easier for you. Start a door design and choose a style that's right for you and everything else you look for in a quality door. Mastercraft offers fast, free delivery on personalized doors to any Menards store. Use our door designer on Menards.com to get your door your way. Mastercraft Doors, 11% off at Menards.
Prices are going up on groceries, they're going up at the gas station. The only ones profiting are oil companies, big corporations, China, and Ron Johnson. Johnson makes money from investments in factories in China. No wonder Johnson's net worth has doubled since he's been in Washington. Even worse, Johnson's allowed oil and drug companies to jack up prices on us. He takes all that money from them. Ron Johnson profits, we pay the price. SMP is responsible for the content of this ad.
Cracks in brick, cracks in block, call American Waterworks. Leaning or bowing basement walls, call American Waterworks. Sticking windows or doors, call American Waterworks. Settling or sinking foundation, that's right, call American Waterworks. It's a fact, foundation problems don't get better with time, but they do get better when you call American Waterworks. Call American Waterworks today.
Do you feel safe? Mandela Barnes would eliminate cash bail, setting accused criminals free into the community before trial. Even with shootings, robberies, carjackings, violent attacks on our police. More than 300 murders last year alone. Yet Barnes has even supported defunding the police. Mandela Barnes, he stands with them, not us. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We at Maxwell White pride ourselves on delivering honest, dependable plumbing services, whether it's a repair, installation, or any number of other needs. With our full-stocked warehouse and trucks, our licensed technicians are ready to serve you. So don't just choose anyone, choose Maxwell White.
The 8000 Plus app. Stream on your time.
Your morning news now on this Tuesday. The La Crosse Police Department is still investigating the weekend threat made to Logan High School, but kids are back in class. In an email to parents, the principal says police searched the building and the school is safe for staff and students. The principal is encouraging families to speak with their students about safety. The school is working to reschedule the homecoming dance. A captain within the La Crosse County Sheriff's Department denies having endorsed Mandela Barnes, despite his name showing up on a press release. Captain John Siegel, who is running for La Crosse County Sheriff, said he found out Friday that his name was on the list of law enforcement officials endorsing Barnes for U.S. Senate. Siegel said he immediately called the campaign and told them he did not agree to have his name on that list. The Barnes campaign has not yet sent out a press release to correct the list. A spokesperson for Ron Johnson's campaign says Barnes has been lying about his positions and is now lying about who supports him, and that this election is about who you can trust. One more month. That is the amount of time Art Fay has left as the executive director of the La Crosse Center. Board members say he has set a high bar. At a meeting last night, members discussed what they think should happen after Fay's retirement. The city has been running the Lacrosse Center for 40 years, but there are discussions about contracting a management company to take over instead of hiring a new executive director. Social media isn't the only thing on parents' mind. Inflation is driving up the prices of diapers. Agencies like WIC or WIC can help relieve the stress of food costs, but don't cover things like diapers. Costs for diapers are straining families' budgets, with some needing to spend $180 a month on diapers per child. The La Crosse Area Diaper Bank is helping lessen the load.
Just between January and July of this year, we have increased our distribution by over 16,000 diapers in comparisons to last year.
Parenting Place officials say they have 146 families getting help from the bank. Over the span of 6 months, that adds up to 84,600 diapers. If you would like to donate or help out, or you need help yourself in getting some diapers, we have links that you can visit about the Parenting Place's Diaper Bank at news8000.com.
A few showers and storms continue to track their way across our central and eastern zones this morning, but it looks like the heaviest amount has finally exited the area. The rest of the day, though, looks good. Lots of sunshine. Temperatures warming up into the mid-80s, especially by the later afternoon.
The November election is just weeks away. On Monday, the La Crosse Chamber of Commerce Forum invited local candidates to pitch to voters. Candidates from the 94th, 95th, and 96th Assembly Districts discussed the issues important to them, including the economy and supporting local business. 94th incumbents Democrat Steve Doyle and Republican challenger Ryan Hipsch both say political polarization needs to change.
Right now, things are so polarized. People are at each other's throats in Madison, and we need to turn down the temperature. And I've been a person who's been able to do that.
I think we're a little too far out to the left. I think we're a little too far out to the right. I think the answer, and hopefully I can provide that, is a younger generation, and I think we can provide some sanity back in Madison.
And you will get the chance to hear from chamber members during News 8 Now at 5 throughout the week.
And as you head out the door this morning, you can expect mainly sunny skies here, especially by the afternoon. Temperatures at 76 at noon, 85 degrees at 5. Our highs today should top off around 86. South-southeast winds at 5 to 10 miles an hour today.
You know, we're not going to have too many more opportunities to enjoy.
You got to go out there and take advantage of it.
You're telling me we're not going to skip winter?
Oh,
have the option?
Yeah, I wish, right? I wish we can just go ahead and jump over winter completely. But unfortunately, Jordan, as you know, it's coming.
Get ready for January. It's coming. All right.
Well, my least favorite time of the year.
Don't forget to keep up with the news of the day at news8000.com. Of course, we'll have the latest coming up during News 8 Now at noon. And, of course, our evening crew takes over at 5 and 6 o'clock tonight. We hope you have a great day. CBS Mornings follows us here, and Derek and I will see you again tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a great day.